Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Today, honestly, we're going to kind of go off the cuff and just simply talk about what we're grateful for, all the beautiful things that we've had throughout this year. And it's Christmas Day. So what better thing than to just talk about all the things we're grateful for? So sit back, make sure you have your milk and cookies out for you and Santa, and enjoy today's episode of the Bump Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Bump Podcast. I'm your host, Shamir, here with my co-host and beloved brother, Nabil.
Merry Christmas, everybody. We're so excited that you guys get to be here with us on Christmas Day. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here on YouTube, but also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Where can everybody follow us, sir?
All our social platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And that's pretty much it for now. I don't know if there'll be new platforms down the road in 2025 or anything above that.
Can you believe it? We're a week away.
We're a week away, man. It's been
a week away from a new year.
Honestly.
There's so much to...
And guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the ringle dingle ding.
Don't forget that. Yeah, last week we had failed. A doozy there.
I failed miserably.
Oh, man, it was tough. But here we are, guys. Christmas Day. Hopefully you guys are spending it with your loved ones, whether it's just, you and a significant other, whether it's you and your extended family or your personal family or just friends, coworkers, whatever it might be. We hope that whoever you're with, you're having a good time.
Indeed.
Just like us, we're spending time with our family members.
Yes.
And it's really good. I'm looking kind of like a hobo. I got off of work. But, made it just in time for the festivities.
Yeah, we had some good food.
Oh, man.
Here at the house, cooked by the wonderful family members.
Man.
I'm not much of a cook. I ain't going to lie to you. I've cooked a few times. I could cook a little white rice, not so salty. It's usually plain, nothing. I really can't cook,
the white rice,
but
yeah.
I know if I really try, I can. I just let everybody else give the love and the goodness to the food.
We show support and we make sure that we do a lot of taste testing to make sure that it's up to par. We're joined by our friends Baby Gru and the Grinch. So
that's dope. Christmas.
That's dope. I must stop this Christmas.
You know what? Grab Darth Maul over there. Put him over here too. We're gonna have old Darth come in here. There we go.
He's not jolly, but he's got the jolly colors.
Yeah.
So, him and Grinch can be buddy.
Yeah.
Fear attracts the fearful.
There you go. So we're gonna put Darth Maul right there. You can put him maybe right here.
Right there?
You
Over here?
There you go. Yeah, he looks excellent. You guys look great, all three of y'all.
Shamir's got a little collection going on here.
Yeah, and it's only getting better. I love plushies, so if you guys want to give me something for Christmas, you could send it to the Bump Podcast address, which I will leave in the description down below. It'll be a P.O. box. And you can send plushies to us so we could put them on every so often as a feature on the podcast.
Wouldn't that be something?
So we wanted to talk about Christmas, what it means to us, how we go about it
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah, Feliz Navidad. Us as Puerto Ricans in our culture, it's always full of food. And we get together as family for the most part, and friends.
Family and friends, yeah.
And a lot of music, a lot of good vibes, a lot of laughter.
Tons of that.
It's a time of year where we take a break from everything we do on a constant basis, and we celebrate. We give it our all on a constant basis to not, Nabil literally just came from work.
Sure did.
But even then, he still appears and is part of the festivities, and honestly, There's nothing better. I love to be with my family, whether it is Christmas or not. But at the end of the day, it's been a long year. I want to get into that topic in just a moment. But Nabil, do you have anything else to say in regards to what Christmas is to you?
No, yeah. I mean, for those of us who believe in the Lord, that's a time where we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, even though facts, if you look up your research, he's not necessarily born on Christmas Day, but they celebrate it on Christmas Day. It's a whole thing. Not really going to dive into it right now. But I celebrate that our Lord and Savior, was born, and then eventually he gives up his life for our sins, and our failures, our shortcomings, which is always a good reminder for those of us that no matter how much we fail, no matter how low we stoop, we can always be forgiven if we seek it, and that's super important. And it's a wonderful reminder, I think, for every single one of us to keep in the back of our mind, or in the forefront of our minds, not the back, and also in front of our hearts too. And also I think it's important for us to continue to make memories with our loved ones. And also, more than that, we need to be aware of those that are hurting during this season, whether it's because they've had a tough year or just recent bad stuff happen. We have an acquaintance, friend of the family, if you will, and he just lost his mother
today. Yeah,
just lost his mother today, a few hours ago. That's tough, and our hearts and our prayers goes out to him, because imagine losing your parent.
Yeah, we were just with them. At
you were?
the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
For their,
I thought you meant like you guys saw them again
for his
their daughter's
birthday, and obviously she was the grandma of the girl. So it was sad to see. They received us with open arms at their house when
multiple times
we went to go celebrate their the daughter's birthday or whatever. And
cute little girl.
She was very attentive.
His mother, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
they
his father
this.
too. He's like, hey, grab anything that you want to drink.
And I think at that time they did diagnose her with something.
Yeah, so she had supposedly like lung cancer or something like that.
Dang, so pretty much 11 months.
Yeah. Well, we don't know, but I mean, it's in that scenario. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough. So we need to be very. What's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive is one word. It's not necessarily the word I'm looking for, but just very open-minded to understand that if we see people, especially Christmas gift shopping, like you deal with a lot of people who are angry, who are in a rush. So let's do our best to be very patient with them, and this is including ourselves. Sure. I've had to be in the thick of it throughout this week, just to get last minute things, and once you think you're done, there's another thing that pops up that you need, and you're just like, bro, come on. So patience, understanding, sympathy. That's what I was thinking of, sympathy towards people, because you don't know what they're going through, and they could be hurting because they lost a loved one, or things just didn't work out the way they had hoped for. So make sure that you're the type of person that brings a little bit more light into their life, something that they need, an open ear. Sometimes they just want to be heard. So if you're available, make some time for people to be able to just be heard and be loved and supported, because that's what we need at some point or another. We're going to be probably in a similar position as they are. Maybe not this year, maybe not next year, but the following year.
Right.
And like Shamir said, we went through a lot this year alone.
Yeah, for
with
sure.
family, with friends, careers. Even this very podcast, we've gone through highs and lows, a lot of lows, but we've made it here. We've made it on to Christmas Day, and technically it's by the end of this week, more or less, it'll be our 1 year since we started recording the podcast. For sure. So that's something to celebrate. It's a victory lap for us.
It really is.
And a blessing, because, we've made it. It was first an idea, and then it came to fruition.
Yeah.
And there were times where we just wanted to quit.
Yeah, and we've said it before. It took us about a year to get everything together between ideas and equipment and all that stuff. And, so we're already at that year mark. And honestly, I see a lot on social media, because I go on Facebook Marketplace constantly for anything. And I see a lot of people just selling podcast equipment. And then when I look at the description, a lot of them say, podcast didn't go as expected, or ended up going on to another venture, or whatever it may be. Yeah. And you just notice that like a lot of people give up when it comes to this kind of spectrum. But
it takes a lot out of you. So
it does. But I think with the right organization, especially now this coming year, we're opening the business in Port St. Lucie. We're doing a few ventures, and not just that, school, starting a new semester school, son, family, balancing all these things out, and just everything we have planned out for this coming year. There's just, it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, it can
but I think that with the right organization where you know what you're doing each day and taking it a day at a time and not focused on the whole bunch, I think it's a better way to align things and know
100%.
that everything's going to be all right. So yes, it does take a lot out of me, but I know we're going to be able to do this and continue to push it to the point where maybe someone else could do the post production and
that'd be
you
great.
know, just everything in general could flow a lot more easier on our end, and then we can focus on more things to build this podcast, bringing on more people, and you know, just
definitely need more. Yes, for sure. Yeah,
no, for sure. But
that's our goal.
I think that we've been doing excellent, because I feel like a lot of people, because they don't see the numbers they want to see, little do they know, you know, I was just seeing Mr. Beast the other day, that he's doing I think it's a Netflix series or TV series of like you could win $5 million.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast didn't come from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy didn't have anything. And if you see the beginning of his YouTube videos, but how long has he been doing the YouTube stuff?
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got 180 something million subscribers on YouTube. Like, I think he has the biggest plaque of YouTube at this point. Like, I think it's platinum or diamond.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's touching Mr. Beast.
Yeah. But I mean, you get what I'm saying?
And good for him. He's put the hustle.
But that's my point. It's just the amount of time. If we would have kept up our YouTube channels from back in the day, what we used to do in reviewing and stuff like that, we were doing stuff before all these people. But you know, things happen for a reason. But
yeah, for sure,
I think that if we continue to be consistent on what we're doing, we're gonna get far.
But
back on topic, something I wanted to say too was I was seeing a state representative out of Missouri of the Republican Party, and the reason why I say Republican Party is because we've had a Democrat already on our podcast, and people are probably looking at us like these people are Democrats. But anyways, he was saying how a lot of people this year have been having to sell their personal items and stuff just to make ends meet. You know, and
that's true
to all of us one way or another. You know, I've had to get rid of certain things just to, you know, make certain ends meet. Because, yeah, you know, I mean, there's bills to pay, things to do, but it's sad to see that we've had to go through this as a country as a whole this year. But what I tell you guys is that as we enter into the new year, that you guys have faith and hope that, you know, you enter with a good mindset, a positive mindset to the new year.
A mindset ready to really conquer.
Yeah.
And do better.
And do better than what you did this year. And sometimes the economy is not in your favor. And not everybody's financially literate. And there's a lot of factors that are based into it. But as long as you go in knowing that you are going to do better than this year, I guarantee you next year is going to be that much better. And always remember, start today, not tomorrow or next year, because that's another thing a lot of people have.
The delays. I've done that so much.
Concept. I really don't like the concept at all, because it's just like,
for many, it sets you up for failure.
It's just a promise of, okay, well, a promise that's meant to be broken is what I see in like so many people in population that do that. Like,
especially if it's weight loss or anything like that.
Yeah, going to the gym, or like, it's like, this is how I look at like going to the gym and stuff like that. Like, if you're so tired and sick and tired of something that's hindering your health, for example, you should be wanting to breathe, working out as much as you want anything else within your health. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you know, you're technically saying it's secondary, it really doesn't matter. And, you know, sometimes we're tired, we're exhausted from a day of working, of dealing with children, or we're dealing with whatever we got going on in our life. But I think that we need to understand what are our priorities, and if we want to live, you know, a life of longevity, that we need to, you know, prioritize those things. So keep that in mind, that no matter what happened this year, it's not what's going to drag into the new year.
I like that. Yeah, that's so true. And that's also easy, right? Because it's like you can drag in some of that pain, some of the stress, some of the, you know, overweight that you might feel. I don't mean physically. I guess physically too, but just all of that stress of, I want to accomplish this in the new year and that in the new year and all that stuff, that then you end up doing nothing.
Right.
Because you're just feeling like you have to do so much at once. Tackle a thing a day at a time. And I think it's super important too. And I'm going to do my best to apply this to myself, even though it's just, I'm more of a mental note kind of guy for some reason. But write down the things you want to accomplish, and I think if anything, the things that are more realistic, you should write down at the top and work your way down, or your way down and then go up, whatever, that kind of pyramid effect. And look at those things every day. Pray over those things every day. Have the faith that one way or another you're going to accomplish those things. I had no idea that in this year I'd be able to accomplish some of my goals and dreams that have seemed impossible for years.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to be on Cobra Kai. Mm-hmm. And it came. So I can't imagine what's in the future if I keep working hard and and doing what I need to do, and letting God lead the way. Right. You graduated. Mm-hmm. You've put in the work already. You're halfway there. Now you got another half to go. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see where we get to next, how our families are going to continue to grow, how new opportunities will arrive, people that will come in contact with that probably aren't in our lives right now, but will be, in order for us to move forward and grow. I don't necessarily mean career-wise or anything, but in our personal lives too. How are we going to be more mature? How are we going to be more joyful, much more positive? Yeah. Is our circle going to keep growing, or is it going to get a little smaller? And that might be healthier that way. Right. A number of things. If somebody asked you, hey, if I can give you one gift, one present, since we're in the spirit of Christmas, like, what would it be? And I don't mean necessarily materialistic wise, unless it's going to help you move forward in something. Like, what would you ask for, and why? This question goes out for you guys too.
So would it be like, does it have to be physical, internal, or
whatever? Okay. That one thing that you're like, you know what? If I end up having this, things are going to change for the better.
Right.
Some good food for thought. For me, I'll tell you right now while you think. For me, it's simply patience. I want to be a Jedi Master and have patience, because I think as I get older, I am developing it. There's just moments where people really push my buttons, and sometimes it's for the smallest things. And when I realize it, I'm like, why am I getting upset over this? This is, this person could have said, excuse me, but they didn't. So just ignore it. Like, whatever. I'm not going to ruin my day or start something that could escalate into something worse. And then I have a terrible day because I went ahead and, brought it to their attention or whatever, or lack of communication or whatever it might be. Like, more than anything, I want to be able to gain patience, and after patience, I want to get knowledge. So if all of that was wrapped in a nice little gift box by the Lord, I'll be very happy with that, because I just want to be the best version of myself that I can be on this earth, where God can use me to impact more lives in a positive way, where people can learn how to respect each other, where people can learn how to love each other, where people can learn to really just want to support one another, especially when we're down. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm in a situation where, not a bad situation, but I'm in a situation where there's a coworker of mine who got into a car accident, and I'm helping him out. I'm giving him a ride every single day, because we both work. Yeah. Pretty much at the same times, and he's a few minutes away from the job anyway, so I'm just like, well, listen, I'd be happy to help. And he's like, oh, God bless you, thank you, and tries to offer me gas money, and I'm like, no, it's no big deal. Like, I know what it's like to not have a car and just walk all the way to work. I've been there, done that, and that's what I want to do more of, is to help people, and good things will come out of that. Right. I'm not saying this to flaunt or brag or anything. I'm just saying this because we need to be that person that, is an example for others, especially like when they're not used to kindness. Like, if you do that stuff and somebody's like, well, why are you helping that person? Because they need the help. You don't know if tomorrow you're in a tough situation and you need the help. What goes around comes around. I wholeheartedly believe that. So that's a long answer, but if it was in a gift box or whatever, then that's what I would choose, is patience. And
I think something I would ask, if it would be like within my intuition or whatnot, would be to be more not quick to respond, but like be able to have that, like,
you want to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger.
Not even just that, like there's times where I catch myself where like I know I am very smart in certain things, but when the moment comes, like it catches me off guard, and sometimes I don't know what to say. So it's like I wish that I had the ability to be able to answer a little bit more efficient and effective.
Oh yeah.
When
I see what
whatever comes, that it could be anything, whether if it's inside a job, school, or anything in general, like that knowledge that I have to be able to a better way to express it in an effective way.
Yeah,
that would be something that I say, even in like an argument. This is another thing too, like if there's an aggressive thing in front of me, an encounter or something like that, where I can be grounded enough to be like, I'm not letting this control me with what's in front of me. And this is how I'm going to reply. To be able to have that 2 steps ahead kind of mentality that I do have, but like to be able to express it would be honestly something I would love to have as a gift, because it's something that could help in anything positive or negative, and it'll show that like, man, you really have been through experiences that it's not that I let myself down in these situations. It's just like sometimes I really actually do let myself down, because it's like not mostly in the aggressive things, but like in the intellectual stuff, like man, where I could have answered some, and sometimes it could be a question like you just asked me, like I wish I could give you a better answer than what I'm already giving you.
Oh, it's solid.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it is, but like I wish it was better, because I know there's maybe more important things out there that I could be asking for.
No, I think that's a good one.
And other than that, obviously health, you know what I'm saying?
As long
as I can feel at 100% and be able to execute at 100%, that's definitely the things I would ask for Christmas, or for just life in general. Because I think every day I pray, I always ask God for something. So I feel like every day is, I get a gift.
Yeah.
Whether if it's physical or internal, which is most of the time what I ask for.
I mean, I feel like right now you're in a unique situation where if you get to just wake up and you see your family, your lady and your son next to you, like that's a huge gift in itself.
Yeah, for sure.
That a lot of people don't consider a blessing nowadays. They've taken it so for granted. They just want to actually be separated from them.
Right.
And that's sad.
Yeah. So, I'm at a point in my life where I know what I'm shooting for and what I want. Yeah. And honestly, the good thing is that it doesn't affect anybody, that I'm staying in my lane. And as time continues to pass and more people get to know me, they'll be like, wow, the intentions are there.
Yeah.
And that there's still genuine people out there. There's still people that want to help, just like you want to do with your coworkers or whoever in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we kind of got that instilled by our family members, our parents.
They always help
at a young
people.
age. Yeah. So, it's something, it's just such a satisfying feeling, honestly, and not expecting anything in return, just literally doing it.
Just do it from the kindness of your heart.
While you can, because it's not like you're going to be at that job forever. And, there's just a lot of things that we're going to continue to progress in. And, that's the mentality that I'm going into 2025.
Yeah.
This was, I must say also, it was a very hard year, and mentally, physically,
all of it.
I felt like my one of the things, my health kind of messed me up in a lot of things this year. Depression and a lot of things definitely hindered me a lot this year. And just a lot of things that, with inside this podcast and outside of it really, really affected me to the point where I was just, I wanted to give up in a lot of things. I wanted to stop doing school at one point. I wanted to stop doing the podcast, and I was just like, you know what? That's what the enemy wants to see. That's what Satan wants to see. He wants to see you give up. And to be at this point right now where we're celebrating almost a year, and technically a year, let's just call it a year at this point, of this podcast and everything we did this year. I think it was a phenomenal year.
It's a victory lap.
It was a phenomenal year with my family overall. I had my ups and downs with my lady, and as my son grows, it's a process, but It's been a blessing as a whole. And every time I see my son, you know, wanting to hug me or calling my name or my lady's name, you know, it's such a warm heart feeling. I had a friend that just had a baby yesterday, and that was such a blessing. I celebrated like if it was, you know,
like yours,
my son was being born again, because it's just like he's a good guy, and it's his first child too, so it was just awesome to see that. Very heartwarming. So Brian, you know, I'm talking about you. Much love to you and your family. God bless you guys.
Yeah.
But you know, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, having a kid is definitely something that feels awesome. The other night that we had the little holiday party here,
great party.
One of the girls just had her first daughter recently too. I think she's like 8 months old at this point. And we were talking about how they change your life, but for the better, you know. A lot of people be like, "Oh, kids, I don't want kids, this and that." But
some people hate kids. Like, I can't imagine a world where I hate kids. Like,
you know, and I don't, you know, I was at one point where I was just like, I don't see myself having kids anytime soon, but the day I do, I know I'm gonna be there for them, and you know,
it's true. He's kept his word.
Yeah. So that's just how I feel. I feel grateful overall. I feel happy. I feel accomplished. Definitely, you know, out of a lot of the no's this year, two of them, the highlights of well, let's say three of the highlights of my year was, you know, my son and everything he's progressed within his little school and his daycare and how smart he is just, that's my number one right there.
Yeah.
Number two, obviously the podcast, and number three was definitely graduating. That was definitely like the cherry on top, where it's like, man, you know,
for sure, especially in this Christmas season, what a perfect time.
Yeah, honestly, it was phenomenal, you know, and all the family members are together for the most part, and it's a great feeling as well. So I'm very happy overall. You know, it's a storm. Life is ups and downs.
Oh yeah, it's a roller coaster.
You need to understand that. But at the end of the day, I am happy. My heart is very warm saying it as we're here live on the podcast. And
his heart grew 3 sizes that day.
But I want to wish my blessings to each and every one of you out there.
Yeah.
That may God bless every single one of you guys, your family members, your friends, your surroundings, and may this new year 2025, because this is the last episode of this year.
Crazy.
You guys will see us next Wednesday, but it'll be 2025.
We'll be in the future.
Then. Yeah.
But you'll be seeing this you'll be seeing the other episode in the present. It's you know, it's a crazy thing here.
Crazy concept, but I just wish you guys nothing but the best. Nabil, go ahead if you have any.
Yeah, no, same thing for sure. I'm grateful for all the ups and downs and all the good moments too. You know, lots of things to be grateful for. You know, my family, this podcast. What else? The fact that I got the opportunity to progress in some of my goals and dreams, and that's just scratching the surface. There's still a lot more to come. Hopefully, you know. I can't wait to see what this new year brings, you know, for our loved ones, for us, you know, everyone around us. You know, some of my friends who now moved away, just checked in with them yesterday. One of them I couldn't get a hold of. We're playing phone tag. The other one says that they've settled down pretty well.
Yeah.
That things are going pretty good so far, so that makes me happy too. You have to celebrate your loved ones' goals and victories. You know what I'm saying? It's just so beautiful to see your loved ones succeed. You know, after falling down in their faces so many times, just like the rest of us. To see them succeed brings you know, warm feelings to my heart.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we're just so grateful for all of you guys, the listeners and the viewers, everyone that supported us, friends and family who are subscribed to our channel. We're so grateful, and all of you guys who, you know, just found us either on TikTok or Instagram or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, whatever it might be. We're just so thankful and grateful for your support. We want to bring you the best content possible, talking about all kinds of life experiences. So please let us know. Reach out to us on what we can talk about, what we can do to be better, grow better in this new year. But I think we have some pretty cool things in store for you guys, so stay tuned for all of that. But we want to wish you a Merry Christmas from here, the Bump Podcast. Happy New Year. We'll see you guys in 2025. Happy holidays and spend it with your loved ones. Now, where do people follow us?
Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the Ringle Dingle Dingle. Follow us on all our social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and our YouTube channel. Please hit subscribe. Do not go without hitting the like button and the subscribe button. Leave us at least a good wish for 2025 on the comment box. Something like that. We love you guys, and it'll be until next year.
Whoa, not next time, next year.
Next year.
Whew.
So y'all take care and happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.